Welcome back, YouTube. General Soul back with Persona 4 Golden. Before we actually move on with the story, talk to Yukiko, we want to go back to her castle. If you recall, we have Quest 37, which, if I had been informed whenever I got one of these items my first time through the castle, not to sell it, we wouldn't have to do this. But we're looking for a gentleman's tux. Gentleman's tux can only be found in the gold chests that require keys inside Yukiko's castle. So what you want to do is go through Yukiko's castle, find gold chests, open them. And if you get a gentleman's tux, you're done with Yukiko's castle. If you don't get a gentleman's tux, keep looking. Remember, there are only 8 floors to Yukiko's castle. It is smaller than the others. So when you get to the top floor where the boss chamber is, teleport out and go back through. I came out to make personas, and we have this.
Eternal midnight. For mornings when I can't see you, spicy mint tea. For brunch, a marmalade muffin. A touch of bitter fits my mood. A sigh is stardust. It's like our own Milky Way. I can't catch up to your distant back. Look! Twilight creeps up on us. The distance to you is like an eternal night.
What is this?
So I came back here. I don't have the gentleman tux yet, but we did level up, and I had reached the top, so I came out to make some fusions. Now, if you recall, at this point, we've got the ability now to do fusions using 4 or more personas. So we will be able to make some of the personas that we hadn't been able to make before. The interesting thing is these do not show up on the compendium at all until you make them. So my little trick of using the compendium guide to figure out what I am missing is about to come to an end. But the moment you make your first persona using 4 or more personas, you will get the trophy Special Fusion Expert. If you are following my guide and have gotten every trophy that I've gotten so far, we're at 25 of 50. We're halfway through the game. Also, this is our first time having Risette with us. So now we are officially working on Hardcore Risette fan. I will be putting in the description a link to a spreadsheet for getting Hardcore Risette fan. It's a checklist of everything she can possibly say. There are a few lines that are not listed in here. Maybe because the person who made this checklist never got them, but knows that there are these lines. But for the most part, just about every line is on there. When you click on the link, it's going to be a hard copy that you cannot edit, but you can then just make a version. You can get a version to have one that you can mark yourself, so that you can follow along with the Hardcore Risette fan. So I already, before we've even gone through our story dungeon that we need to do, I probably already have about 50 lines done. Let me see here. Wow. Maybe more. If this is 100% correct, just going through here, I'm just looking to see if there is anything, because what I've been doing, nope, there were a few that I don't have. But I might have something like maybe 110 lines already. Just doing what we're doing right now. Trying to get the gentleman's tux and items for. Alright, so let me take a look at this here. So, oh yeah, I know I don't have very many lines for hero. Okay, so it even has a checklist on the side to track your progress on lines you've heard. So it has like lines for hero, general, for each character, and there's a number of lines she will say. She will say lines for if you kill an enemy, kill 2 enemies, kill 3 enemies, kill 4 enemies, kill 5 enemies. If you are below 50% health, if you get hit with a condition, if you die, if you get knocked down, there's lines for, there's 2 lines for each enemy that has a weakness to something, and 2 lines for any time an enemy is not resistant but immune to something. She will occasionally say some lines when you win a battle. Not often. She will say she has about 4 lines if you do for doing all-out attacks. She has lines for trying to escape, waiting to escape, failing to escape, successfully escaping. She has lines for if you get ambushed by enemies weaker, same strength, or stronger than you. She has lines for if you ambush enemies that are weaker, same strength, stronger than you. And lines for if you are ambushed by enemies weaker, same strength, stronger than you. So through this actually, just this video, just getting everything that I need for this video alone, took about 4 hours because I am intentionally taking my time in each battle trying to get lines from Risette. I need to actually count and see how many lines I actually have. Hero. So it lists here that the hero has like 35 possible lines. Trying to see what okay, there's 1 for being low health, and I'll show you how I got that. There's another one for dodging an attack. She will say 1 line for each character dodging an attack. Okay, so there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines for the hero so far. 7. Okay, so apparently she says things if you hit them with their weakness, but I'm not really seeing that. So it looks like I've got 7 of 35 for the hero so far. So I'll need to do some calculation, but I have around 100 lines already done. And we need 250. And she has close to 400. But yeah, as you see, I still have not gotten a gentleman tux. This is actually 2 visits to the Velvet Room to make personas. So, yeah. I got one the first time I ever went through there, thinking maybe I need it, maybe it's a costume. And then whenever I was kind of like, well, maybe I don't need it, so I'll sell it. Then find out, oh, we need it for a quest. Thanks for telling me, guy. On my notes, doesn't make mention until we go to pick up the quest. I'm like, you could have fucking said something. So I think this is the last persona we make. Fair warning, I wasn't recording whenever I finally found the gentleman's tux, so I just kind of cut to, oh, here it is, showing that I got it. Because I decided not to record because I didn't know how long it would take. But after we get the gentleman's tux, we're going back to the strip club, Risette strip club. This time we only have to get 3 items for quests. We'll go over that whenever we get there. But as far as the hardcore Risette fan, there are 35 unique lines for each party member. One party member we do not have yet. So we got one new party member coming. And then there's 191 general lines that are listed under Risette or Risette. And then there's some lines under other, but they don't list how many there are. But essentially, if we were to get just about all the general and character specific, Zoe, quit stiffing my feet. There's the gentleman tux. I got one of those my first time through, and then couldn't get one until there. It took 2 hours to get one there, mostly because working on hardcore Risette fan. Alright, so we're going to Risette's strip club now. So, first thing we want to look for is the soul dancers. They're on floors 1 through 3. They drop the flower brooch. I go ahead and change out party members. I'm pretty much keeping Teddy in because he's my newest member and low level. But here is the soul dancers. If you don't remember what they are, they have no weaknesses, but no strengths either. So, and I've pretty much been using this party the entire time. So after a while, I do back out and switch in Chie and Kenji, Kanji, so that I can try and get some lines with them. Main problem for Kanji is he goes last, and if he kills the last enemy, Risette won't say shit half the time. I'd say 90% of the time, if you kill the last enemy, Risette says nothing. Sometimes she will, but not very often. Alright, so we are back here making more personas. We're at 59 now. So once you have the soul dancer, there is 2 more enemies that we're looking for. One is found on floors 3 through 8, and the last one is on 9 and 10. Now here's where my information is wrong on these notes. Floor 9, I can run into both of these last 2 enemies together in the same fight. We'll go over them whenever we run into them. Right now we're just going to make some personas. But if you're wondering why I am making a big deal about the hardcore Risette fan, whenever I played through the original Persona 5, working on that platinum, that was the only trophy that gave me trouble. Because I essentially was just like, oh, I'll get it naturally playing through the game. I made 3 playthroughs back whenever I first was trying to get the platinum. Could not get that damn trophy to pop. So I finally, before I started my walkthrough of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne and then went on to Persona 3 Portable and now Persona 4 Golden, I decided to re-go through Persona 5 specifically to get that trophy, because there's a similar trophy in Persona 5 to get 250 lines of dialogue from your navigator, and you have more lines that your navigator can say in 5 than in 4, but you also have the navigator for a bit less time. Okay, so here's the liberating idols. They drop Charmed Veil, so we want to get one of those. So I already know how difficult that trophy is, and a lot of notes, a lot of people are talking about how this is either going to be a really easy natural trophy to pop, or it's going to be extremely difficult. A lot of people believe that you cannot get this trophy on beginner difficulty. I am going to show you that it is possible. You just have to do your battles a specific way from now on. If you run into an enemy that does a condition, you do not want to kill them. You also do not want to block. You want to use skills that are basically just going to waste time so that they are open to getting hit by conditions. You want to switch out party members constantly. You notice now we have Kanji and Chie. And if you do see me pausing as something is said, I'm checking my checklist and marking it down. So that's why these battles seem to be a little bit slower than normals, because now I'm having to work on that trophy. I am meticulously marking down what line she has said. And these lines are only on navigation in battle. She will sometimes say some things outside of battle, such as like if a character's low health, those do not count. She would have to say a line about them being low health in battle for it to count. There is some ways to manipulate. Okay, I'm showing this one here. So I always wondered, how does Reaper work in this one? Because he doesn't just come out if you spend too much time in a floor of a dungeon. You have to open 21 boxes in a dungeon. And then apparently he is just going to be in another chest on that same floor. And if you open it, surprise! Reaper battle. I am basically showing this to show how you get into a battle with the Reaper. We are not going to kill this thing. We are not ready to kill this thing yet. There is a trophy to kill it. We're not getting it now. I have no idea if the same trick that you could do in Persona 3 Portable works, where if your main character dies on beginner, you just wake back up with the battle still going. But I used this. You see how I'm spamming into scanning him. She's got 2 lines if an enemy is stronger than you. I'm trying to get the second line. And now we need to escape. And while we're waiting to escape, I need him to lower us and kill some of us. Not me, not me, not me. I mean, kind of, I need him to kill me too, but I'd rather not. I'm pretty sure we would continue the battle, but I don't know if we would continue as in any damage we've done to him is done like Persona 3, or if it would go like Persona 5 or one of the Shin Megami Tensei games, where it's like, yeah, you can restart, and it literally restarts, as in everyone's back to where you were. I mean, we're doing more damage now in 4. Ooh, shit. Woohoo! Okay, that's a line. That's a line. And that's a line. We've got some lines. So now I haven't even noticed that I'm the only one still alive, because I'm trying to find those 3 lines, because that is the first time I've heard any of those 3 lines. And then I kind of look up like, oh shit. So first thing I need to do is make sure I survive. I thought about reviving, but I'm like, then he would just kill us. Okay, I need to make sure I survive. Okay, so this is new because I've never gotten her to say that line before. That's for it's taking a while to escape. So I figured that's one of the main reasons I wanted to go ahead and fight the Reaper here, is because I knew I was going to get lines I'd never had before, that I probably would not get normally. Alright, so I'm hoping to God that Reaper does not kill Kanji. Okay, we got a new line for Kanji. Woo! Uh-oh. And survive.
Senpai, you're
Okay,
low on
okay, we got 2 new lines. So, adding those to my checklist. So you may want to do this, you may not. I will leave that choice up to you. And I'm like, wait, this is healing it. Wait, no, that's the wrong item. I want to revive. So I went to revive Chie. Kind of a mistake because,
Whoa, you're up.
yeah. Okay, new line. So looking for it on my checklist. Yeah, this is fun, isn't it? It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so unfortunately, Chie is weak to fire. And Reaper knows this.
Healer.
And Reaper said, fuck that bitch.
Hey, Senpai.
But we got 2 new lines. Or at least 1. Because, ooh, thank you for having a homunculus. Alright, so let's get Teddy up. And I'm hoping that Reaper does not kill anybody.
Now's your
Oh, we got our chance to go. Alright. Get the fuck out of there. And this is the last enemy. This is the Sky Balance. As you see here, we also have the Liberating Idol that supposedly doesn't spawn on floor 8, but we're doesn't spawn on floor 9. But we're on floor 9 and got both of them. Now the Sky Balance will drop fashionable dishes. We need 3 of those. Those are for an item that we're going to make by selling them to our shop for a quest later. So make sure do not sell the fashionable dishes. Get 3 of them. Everything else, we only need 1. And so that is all the new enemies. I will show you how we will beat the Reaper later. Like I said, I specifically did that fight to get a lot of lines that I didn't have before. Alright, so make sure before you leave that you have 3 fashionable dishes, 1 charmed veil, and 1 flower brooch. Once you've got that, go back to the entrance. I am going to take this time to make any new personas that I can make at this point. And in the next video, we shall go to... I've already forgotten his fucking name. I know it starts with an M. But basically our target's little palace. And we will be going through that in the next video. So I will just stop yapping here. If you're enjoying the walkthrough, drop a like. Feel free to subscribe for more. If you feel like making a donation to the cause, there is a link in the description to buy me a coffee. It is not required. It is always appreciated, and those that are members do gain perks such as being able to pick my next walkthrough. And I will see you guys next time.